Along with the rest of the country, the 72nd Republic Day was celebrated at Meghalaya. In the state capital Shillong, Governor Satyapal Malik unfurled the national flag and took salute of marching contingents comprising of Central Reserve Police Force, Assam Regiment, NCC, District Executive Force and brass band of Bodo Wing Home Guards at Polo Ground, Shillong.
Raised in the year 1939 as Crown Representative Police.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the fanfare on the bugle announcing the arrival of the chief guest of this morning's program, the Honorable Governor of Meghalaya, His Excellency Shri Satyapal Malik. Ladies and gentlemen, the chief guest of today's program, the Honorable Governor of Meghalaya, His Excellency Shri Satyapal Malik, was appointed as the Governor of Meghalaya by the Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind, on the 18th of August 2020 and assumed office as the 21st Governor of the state on the 19th of August 2020. The Assam Regiment, followed by the 2IC Inspector Rajan Bordloy of the District Executive Force, Meghalaya Police. The first contingent approaching the dais is the Assam Regiment led by its commander, Subedar Liana Mar. Close on the heels of the Assam Regiment contingent approaching to take the salute is the contingent of the Central Reserve Police Force led by Sub-Inspector G.D. Rajveer Singh. Approaching the dais to take the salute next, ladies and gentlemen, is the contingent of the District Executive Force Meghalaya Police, led by ABSI A. Mukhte. And finally, the NCC Combined Contingent, led by Junior Under Officer Rohit Chetri, a student of St. Anthony's College. It is a matter of pride to mention that JUO Rohit Chetri represented last year's Republic Day Parade 2020 at the Honorable Prime Minister's rally, in which the Northeastern Region contingent he was representing.
The Chief Minister Conrad Sangma was also present in the program. Addressing the gathering, the Governor expressed his happiness over prevailing law and order situation, terming it peaceful. He also highlighted several schemes taken up by the state government to make Meghalaya one of the top 10 states of the country by the end of this decade.
My dear fellow citizens of Meghalaya, On the occasion of 72nd Republic Day, I convey my heartfelt greetings to all of you. On this day, we salute the values of our democracy and reaffirm our commitment to the constitutional values of liberty, fraternity, and equality. Let us also pay homage to the freedom fighters who fought for our country's independence. Let us remember with reverence the founding fathers of our republic and the makers of our constitution, Mahatma Gandhi, Pandit Nehru, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. We also remember Meghalaya's own patriots, U Tirot Singh, U Kiang Nangba, Pa Togan and Sangama, and many other unsung heroes. I would also like to greet the members of the armed forces, paramilitary forces, and the police force. The overall law and order situation in the state continues to be peaceful. We began this decade with a vision and promise of Meghalaya decade, a decade that would witness Meghalaya progressing to be among the top 10 Indian states within the next 10 years, both in terms of per capita income and achievement of sustainable development goals. The government on multiple occasions has already laid out the overall developmental paradigm for the short, medium, and long terms to improve the well-being of each and every citizen of Meghalaya. The state government is committed to ensure welfare of the tribal and non-tribal residents in the state, to ensure peace, harmony, and overall development of the state. To realize the vision, the government began in earnest with various schemes and programs. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, I am happy to say that most of our initiatives are on track. The greatest achievement, however, during the last year has been the management of COVID-19 pandemic itself. Meghalaya continues to be amongst the states with the lowest number of active cases and case fatality rates. The government's effort in dealing with the pandemic have been appreciated nationally and even by the World Health Organization. I thank our frontline workers, including doctors, health staff, police, municipal staff, and district administrations who have been working tirelessly over the last 10 months. The civil society, including traditional institutions like local darbars and nokmas, village committees, youth organizations, women's group, and media have played a crucial role by supporting the government in managing the pandemic effectively. With the development of 2 Made in India vaccines, our country has proved its mettle once again as the pharmacy of the world. As Indians, we stand proud and would like to congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister of India on behalf of all the citizens of Meghalaya for this monumental achievement. The first dose of the vaccine was administered to 518 people in the state on the 16th of January. The government intends to vaccinate about 28,000 health workers in the first phase of vaccination. Friends, the government launched the Restart Meghalaya mission as a concerted response to the economic slowdown caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. We made a commitment to spend 14,515 crore on a range of developmental activities over the next 3 years. I am happy to inform you that many of these programs are being well implemented. This government has, over the last 3 years, given an unprecedented focus towards improving infrastructure. In road sector, expansion and rehabilitation work has been on some of the important major district roads with an investment of 386 crore under the World Bank funded integrated transport project. DPRs for another 600 crore of roads and bridges for the same project are being prepared. In addition to these, the government has already tendered 6 major roads worth 580 crore under the state schemes. The constructions of about 2,561 kilometers of PMGSY roads costing about 1,950 crore is underway across the state, and implementation is being closely monitored. Drinking water supply is another major focus of the government. The implementation of the Jal Jeevan Mission is being prioritized. All efforts are being made to installation of functional household tap connection at every rural household by December 2022 against the national target of December 2024. In addition, new water supply scheme was being taken up. Recently, the Greater Bagmara water supply scheme has been sanctioned with an estimated cost of about rupees 63.5 crore. Further, the government has now allocated funds for Nongstoin water supply scheme and Greater Shillong water supply scheme, both of which were dormant for many years. In the power sector, the state government has recently allowed the Meghalaya Power Distribution Company Limited to avail a loan of 1,346 crore to clear all outstanding liabilities to the different generation companies. This reform under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan will revive the MEPDCL and improve the power distribution situation in the state. The Meghalaya Power Distribution Sector Improvement Project with funding support from ADB has also been rolled out. 980 crore are being spent under the project for installation of smart meters and for strengthening the power distribution work. Sports infrastructure is critical to enable our youth to excel and for the state to host national and international events. The construction of the PA Sangama Integrated Sports Complex at Tura, being built at cost of 125 crore, has begun. Works at the JN Stadium Shillong, being built at a cost of 150 crore, will begin soon. The works for the Voyager Stadium, West Jaintia Hills, amounting to rupees 24 crore have been tendered out. The government has also started the process for creation of durable rural sports infrastructure across the state with an investment of about 75 crore. On health infrastructure, complete renovation of 659 health facilities in the state is being taken under the World Bank funded Meghalaya Health System Strengthening Project. In the last few months, 40 health sub-centers have been powered with solar power and energy efficient appliances. In the eastern sector, education sector, a comprehensive plan for repair and upgradation of infrastructure at all primary and secondary schools of the state have been approved. For this year, an amount of rupees 100 crore has been earmarked and construction works will begin soon. The upgradation and improvement of degree colleges at Bagmara, Sora and William Nagar have begun with an investment of rupees 12 crore each. The second pillar in the state's development strategy is primary sector rejuvenation, with a goal to double the farmers' incomes. In last year, the process of mobilization of farmer producer groups have begun. The collectivization of farmers into producer groups will enable them to systematically improve production, productivity and marketing of their produce. A corpus fund of rupees 21 crore to provide interest-free loans to the producer groups have been created. About 1,700 farmer producer groups having a membership of over 24,800 farmers have been formed. Another 3,000 groups are targeted to be formed by the end of 2021. Missions for the promotion of Lakadong turmeric, jackfruit, mushroom and aromatic plants continue to be implemented. The Piggery mission has been operationalized. The first tranche of zero interest loans of rupees 15 crore have already been disbursed to 85 cooperative societies. A center of excellence for citrus fruits at Davagre, East Garo Hills is being set up in collaboration with the Embassy of Israel. Our state continues to be a top performer in the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Development Guarantee Scheme. Almost 1,200 crore have already been spent in the last 9 months, and the total expenditure by the end of the financial year is expected to touch 1,600 crore. This will translate into an average direct annual income of about 17,000 to every registered rural household in the state. The government is very committed to the empowerment of women. About 26,000 self-help groups of women have been formed so far, out of which about 22,000 were formed in the last 2.5 years. Out of the 117 crores that have been released to these SHGs, for rupees 105 crore has been released during the tenure of this government. The next set of achievements under the Restart Meghalaya mission have been in the promotion of entrepreneurship in the state. Under the state's flagship enterprise promotion program called Prime, hubs are being set up across the state. These hubs will be spaces for entrepreneurs to meet, exchange ideas, and to be mentored and skilled. The Shillong and Tura Prime hubs have now become vibrant spaces. The first rural Prime hub was inaugurated at Songsek, East Garo Hills. Under the program, financial support to the form of startup groups, startup grants and zero interest scales of loans are being provided to entrepreneurs focusing on the sectors of food processing, art, craft and hospitality services. The government realizes that the tourism sector has the largest growth potential for the state. The pandemic has disrupted the sector globally. To provide relief to hotel industry, an amount of rupees 10 crore has been sanctioned. To restart and revive the tourism sector, an externally aided project supported by New Development Bank for rupees 732 crore has been approved. The project components include creation of tourism infrastructure in both rural and urban areas, development of new tourism circuits in West Khasi Hills, Southwest Khasi Hills and Garo Hills, branding the state systematically through festivals and campaigns and upskilling the tourism stakeholders. The Delhi-Shillong direct flight has become operational, fulfilling a long-cherished dream of direct air connectivity with the national capital. This improved connectivity, coupled with the investment being made, will bring about a fundamental shift in the tourism sector and position the state as a preferred high-value sustainable tourism destination in next 2-3 years. The state has opened for tourism in December 2020 with protocols for safety and sustainability in place. The facilitation centers at Umling, Ribhoi has been operationalized to streamline the entry of people to the state. The facilitation centers at Medipethar and Vajendoba in North Garo Hills and Retechera in East Jantia Hills will also be functional soon. Youth comprises about 31% of the state's population. And to cater to their needs and aspirations, the government is formulating a comprehensive state youth policy. The policy will lay out a clear framework to enable the youth to realize their full potential. My dear citizens, the key to our future is sustainable management of our natural resources with water at the core. Despite being the rainiest place on the planet and having over 75% of our water scarcity remains an acute problem in the state. Meghalaya already has a comprehensive state water policy and will soon be launching the Meghalaya Water Mission to focus on all water related issues in a comprehensive manner. I would also like to take this opportunity to praise the systematic and consistent governance reforms that are being undertaken by the government. The Meghalaya Right to Public Service Act has been enacted and the auto renewal and centralized inspection system has been operationalized. The localization of the UN mandated sustainable development goals are also close to completion. It is a validation of all these efforts that the state was recently recognized as the second best governed small state in Public Affairs Index released by the Public Affairs Center. Friends, before I conclude, I would once again thank all the health and frontline workers and the communities who have all contributed to the fight against COVID-19. Despite the pandemic, we have been making strides across various sectors to ensure the overall development of the state. On this day, let us pledge to rededicate ourselves to work hard, selflessly, and utmost sincerity. Let us resolve to preserve and strengthen the unity and integrity of this great country and uphold the constitutional values. And today, you'll be happy to know that one of our farmers, Mr. Marak, has been awarded and has been given Padma Shri in Delhi. He is the only one from our state and we should congratulate him. We are proud of him. Khoblai, Jai Hind, Mitela. इस पे तो सैल्यूट नहीं करना ना. जनगण मंगलदायक जय भारत भाग्य
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the tableau of the District AH and Veterinary Department on the theme No Flu, No Bird Flu.
Paddy fields during winter season for Boro paddy cultivation. Ladies and gentlemen, the tableau of the District Agriculture and Horticulture Offices.
The effectiveness of soak pits, a simple and practical intervention for management of household wastewater. The soak pits are basically pit tubs in the ground filled with boulders of varying sizes. Ladies and gentlemen, the third tableau from the Office of the Mission Director, Swachh Bharat Mission, Rameen.
The vaccine from the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The year 2020 was a dark year which saw the emergence of the novel coronavirus infection from Wuhan, China. As we all are aware, the virus is highly infectious. Ladies and gentlemen, the tableau by the Office of the Director of Health Services MI in collaboration with the District Medical and Health Office.
The Office of the Divisional Soil and Water Conservation Territorial Division.
Since time immemorial, humans and nature have had an inseparable bond between them. However, sometime along the way, we lost touch. Ladies and gentlemen, the tableau by the Office of the Divisional Forest Officer, Social Forestry Division.
Theme is the locally popular karang or kurbong, which is the smoked fish. Smoking of fish is an ancient practice of our state, finding its place in all the local cuisines, be it the Jaintias, the Garos. Popularity in local cuisines, increasing the consumption rate, and resultant rise in demand has made it another means of income generation, thereby uplifting the economy of the household, the mini processing unit, and the village as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for all the departments that have participated in the tableau presentation.
During the celebration, the Governor also handed over the U Tirot Singh Award for Arts and Literature to Rafael Wajri, Patogan Eng Sangma for Social Services to Reverend Dilseng M. Sangma, and Ukyang Nongba Award for Sports to Hamish Shanya Suyam.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause, please? Thank you, sir, for giving away the awards.
I also request the Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Shri Conrad K. Sangma, the Honorable Chief Justice of Meghalaya, Shri Vishwanath Samadhar, the Chief Secretary of Meghalaya, Shri M.S. Rao, and the Director of Postal Service Headquarters, Northeast Circle, Shri Subhash Chandra Barik, to kindly join the Honorable Governor of Meghalaya in the release of this special cover.
The 72nd Republic Day was celebrated across several district headquarters of Meghalaya. In Nongstoin, Deputy Chief Minister Prastun Tinsong unfurled the tricolour and took salute of the parade. The program was also attended by the MLA of Nongstoin, Macmillan Bersad, Deputy Commissioner West Khasi Hills District T. Lingwa, Superintendent of Police West Khasi Hills District H.G. Lingdo, officers and staff from various departments of the district, among others.
The battalion Sopian Nongstoin, led by Shri S.R. Marab, APSI of 4th MLP Battalion Sopian Nongstoin.
Day Parade 2021.
In Jawai, Home Minister Lakman Rambui unfurled the national flag and took salute to the tune of the national anthem, led by the local band.
All these are the properties of the public. Hence, it is very important that we should take good care of them. Besides these, proper road signage is being provided at necessary locations to make driving a safe one. And
all the administrative units, like the capital cities.
At Tura, the district headquarters of West Garo Hills, the 72nd Republic Day celebration took place at MP Stadium, De Kopgre. The Speaker of the State Assembly, Met Ba Lingdo, unfurled the national flag and led the celebration.